Welcome into the Spotlight on Wrestling Spotlight. We are joined, as you see, by Carson Bartholomew Drake, the most handsome, most successful, kind of the est, right? The most handsome, the most successful, the most congenial wrestler in the National Wrestling Alliance. You can see him every week, making appearances, even displaying his culinary skills on NWA Power. Carson, thanks for joining us here.
I know, you're welcome. It's probably going to be the best episode that you guys have had.
Yeah, I mean, hey, national TV, you go to the brightest star, right?
I'm almost like, I wouldn't even call myself, I'm like the moon and just so much bigger than any star that NWA could have. And I always like to say I am not a wrestler on NWA. I am a TV star who happens to wrestle.
Well, that's been a path to success for John Cena and The Rock. So why not Carson Drake?
Exactly.
Now, NWA 76, you matched up against another guy who, makes a point of highlighting his looks, even in the name, Brian Idol. And
he's a handsome guy.
Yeah, tag team with Natalia Markova.
Yeah.
What's the status of your, I guess, ongoing feud with Brian Idol?
I really think me and Idol are a lot alike. We're both as handsome as we are talented. The only issue for Brian is I'm just a little bit better looking, which would also mean just a little bit more talented.
Yeah.
But I really, really think me and him are a lot alike, as much as he might hate to admit it. If you saw the episode last night, I won. The poll on Instagram and the poll on Twitter that they had didn't really like it. Everybody said I was going to lose. But what's crazy is I don't lose. I haven't lost a match in I couldn't tell you how long. I really couldn't.
It's a good run to have. Now, yeah, the NWA, I think, is really at a good point because you're adding in stars, homegrown, not necessarily homegrown, but made nationally aware, nationally prominent through the NWA.
Yes.
How's it been being a part of that organization?
It's been fantastic. I was already killing it, but they brought me in, large amount of money, fantastic. And ever since I've been there, every single taping, every single show, I've been killing it. And NWA, I think, could be the biggest wrestling organization in the world, give it some time, especially with the new territory systems they're opening up, like WLW just opened up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Exodus, that's my
Cleveland.
That's my place. You've got NWA JCP. I'm about to absolutely mollywop Tyler Shoop for the NWA JCP stud title. Easy. You got KFW. I mean,
I like that too because it's bringing it closer to home. We just had on the newly crowned World League Wrestling champion, Camaro Jackson. He's also the champion of Fountain City Pro here. And, we talked about how the fans are able to just get that bond and really feel it when they go to shows like a WLW, like a Southeast, like a Crossfire. What's it like for you to go in and raise the level of entertainment value for the fans in those territory shows?
Well, it's weird. A lot of these guys, like, this is the reason I don't like Camaro Jackson. And I tried to jump onto the NWA podcast, that comes out every Monday.
That he was on, yeah.
Yeah, and surprisingly, right as I jumped on, he jumped off. That's wild. I had some comments for him, like, if he really was a good guy and he cared about the environment and he cared about anything, he'd be Tesla Jackson. Or if he wasn't, if he was for gender equality, he would be Jackson. He'd be Jack Daughter. And I think a lot of these guys get it twisted and they go in and they, they want the crowd to like them, and they're there for the fans. I don't need them. You really don't need them. I mean, I'm glad Camaro Jackson, who cares about making the fans happy and bringing kids into the ring, but to me, it's not really about the fans. It's more about it's about the money and the potential to becoming bigger than any of these fans could ever be. And I think one reason I really, really like wrestling is because a lot of these guys, and you watch them, they're hungry and they're trying real hard and they need to do this. And I think one thing I really like about wrestling is prior to wrestling, my family, technically speaking, was already super successful. I don't need to, but yet I'm absolutely killing it.
Now, does it come easy to you? Because I mean, making money seems to come easy. Cooking seems to come easy.
Let me explain it like this. Wrestling is so easy for me that I could make a cooking show on NWA programming.
While wrestling, yeah.
It's insane. Gordon Ramsay couldn't do both. None of the other wrestlers could do both. I'm really, everybody NWA, world-class athletes, training, eating properly, killing themselves. And I'm not working half as hard as most of them, but yet it's crazy.
What do you attribute your success in wrestling to? What's I mean, somebody like a Tom Latimer who's worked at it for decades and it is in amazing shape.
Yeah, no, he looks super good. I could put a poster of him on my wall. That'd be,
Yeah.
But
what puts you on that level already?
I would say, gosh, what would it be? Somebody like Carmelo Jackson. He talks about how his life was a struggle, and he talks about how he had to jump over hurdles his entire life to get to where he's at. And I really think that's part of the issue, is that from the day I was born, I was always told I'm going to be great. I was always told that I'm going to be able to accomplish whatever I want to accomplish. And I think it really helps in that sense. I think my confidence is just in a good place. I think I have a good mindset. And I think the little sob story that everybody's got where, what happened in your life to make you want to be a wrestler, mine was just that I could do it.
Just came to you.
It just came to me. Like lacrosse just came to me. Water polo just came to me. Being on the surf team just came to me. And wrestling's like the fifth best thing that I do, which is it's crazy.
So we're coming down towards obviously, I mean, the Christmas trees are up everywhere, right? We're coming down.
Mine's up right now.
Yeah. So what does 2025 hold for Carson Drake? What's the goal you're going after?
And NWA championships, just so people who feel like they should have them can't have them. And just so that I can have them, because it would then give me the opportunity to more sponsors. It would give me the opportunity to have bigger and better opportunities. Some of these guys win, let's go with Max the Impaler, NWA TV champion. The warlord of the wasteland. Why does a warlord, what is the warlord going to be in a commercial for? Athlete's foot? I mean, hardly call it athlete, just foot.
Medieval weapons. Martial arts weapons. I don't know.
Maybe.
Not a whole lot.
No. and then you got guys like Tom Latimer, who could be the greatest NWA World Heavyweight Champion that there ever will be until, well, technically speaking, when I become NWA World Heavyweight Champion, he will be the greatest NWA World Heavyweight Champion up until that point, obviously.
Sure. I mean, and you're considering Ric Flair and
Ric Flair, I mean, one of the greatest of all time, obviously. But notice the word one of. Like, you know, he's Ric Flair, super talented. But if you could imagine for a second, he's a square wheel. I'm the tire. You know what I mean?
there you go.
I roll better.
So have you had this, do you have these conversations with Billy Corgan fairly often to just, just let him know, hey, I'm the straw that's going to stir the drink. You need to.
Every time I meet him, I make sure to remind him. But if you listen last night to the during the match where me and Brian Idol had, Billy doesn't seem to be a big fan of me, frankly. And I love Danny Deals. If you saw the fist drop I hit, he says prettiest fist drop he's ever seen. Joe Galley, indifferent. Kyle Davis, he's a cool guy, but I don't think Billy likes me all that much.
Well, I think he will when he sees the box office, right? Because, I mean, he is a businessman.
Exactly. I know I rub people the wrong way sometimes, but you can't argue with facts.
No. Who's been your biggest, I don't know what you want to say, your biggest conquest since coming to the NWA? What match, what opponent are you the most proud of vanquishing?
Oh gosh. I've beaten EC3 at NWA Exodus while he was NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I love that everybody seems to forget it. Granted, he has beaten me a couple times, but I have beaten him. And in my mind, he is the best NWA World Heavyweight Champion to date, just based off of his reign and what he was able to accomplish. And I beat him.
Took the belt internationally, yeah.
I would have to say that. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't for the title. But anytime he has beaten me, if you ever go back and watch the clips, I've been low blowed. In fact, actually, the first time, he low blowed me one time, then hit me with the belt. The second time he wrestled, he low blowed me 3 times and then hit me with the belt to beat me. I beat him. I didn't low blow him. I didn't cheat. I didn't do anything. That's what's important. And then every other time has just been DQs or him running, and I get it. But
holding on to the belt.
Yeah, I get it completely, but I beat them. So
how you would do, right? You had the belt. You'd go out there and have a clean match and work into a 1-2-3 finish.
A clean wrestling
kind
match.
of how you are. Yeah. Not gonna bend the rules just to
I don't bend rules. I don't bend rules. No.
Because you don't need to, right? The rules kind of bend to you.
There's a level that people can get to in wrestling where somebody might pull hair and the referee will kind of scream at them and let them know, hey, don't do that. But if I grab somebody's hair, I'll never do it on purpose, first off. And I think that's something that the referees recognize is, guys like Brian Idol, I'll get called on pulling his hair, but his hair, this is why I keep mine above the ears. His is so long, oily, your hand gets snaked up in there, it drags on it. And I think referees understand that. And like last night, if you watch the match, my wrist tape came off. I tried to hand it to the referee. The referee took it away. I cracked Brian Idol in the face. This right here, I've taken boxing classes. Powerful. 1, 2, 3. I don't think a man has won with a punch since 1980. But it's
another great NWA champion, the Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin.
I can start calling myself Hands. What's harder than Stone, though, because I'm way better. Hands of Diamonds, Carson Drake. And Joe Galley screaming about it. I had something in my hand. I had something on my hand. I got like a hangnail, and the fact that I'm wrestling with a hangnail is outrageous because you got guys who come and they won't wrestle, oh, I broke my leg. I'm wrestling with a hangnail right now. Okay. This could turn into, if it peels, it's over. But I'm out there risking life and limb against one of the best wrestlers in the NWA, Brian Idol. So
that's a good example for everybody that's struggling with something, right?
yeah, I try to be. Some people might knock on me. They say, Carson, why are you flaunting how wealthy you are? Why are you flaunting? I'm not flaunting. I'm trying to show people what they could be. They can't be me, but what they could aspire to be better than themselves. You know what I mean?
Sure. Be
And
something different.
I think it's really important. And it's these people who's like their houses could roll away if the wind blew too hard. That just they nag me and they egg me on. But it's those people that I'm trying to show, hey, you could be not you. You know what I mean? Like,
very, very fair. So who do you see in today's NWA that could elevate up to your level? Who are a couple of competitors that you think are worthy of your challenge and attention?
Personally, love the Slime Balls. Some best friends at Exodus. Acquaintances at Exodus. I'm trying to currently fix some of their bad habits. Big, huge fan of Aaron Stevens. Classy gentleman, as always.
Sure. A lot of similarities between you two.
Let's think what else.
Slime Balls, I think you have trouble taking him to the Capitol Grill.
Yeah, we've had conversations, and
gotta stay more like Texas Roadhouse with them.
It's in the works, and I've tried to. Yeah, at Exodus, it's an ongoing process, but eventually I will get to them. It is fine. As much as I hate the the truck stop look, Trevor Murdoch, super talented, super talented. Not as talented as me, but still. He's one of those guys where I go, you don't have to look like a trucker. You could high and tight, cut the beard maybe. It's a little, that's not very business casual, and this is a business, Let's see, who else is there? Gosh. That's about it.
that's the extent. Not Colby Carino, Magic Jake Dumas, not concerned with those guys. Spencer Slade.
I like Spencer Slade. He looks fantastic. Colby Carino scares me a little bit just because he has absolutely no care for his own physical being while he's out in the ring. And that could be a little scary. Thrill Billy. I love me some Thrill Billy. Kerry Morton. Ooh. That's great. Austin Idol. One of the first people on Cooking with Carson.
Yeah.
On the debut episode. Austin Idol. I think if he got back in the ring, me and him would be a good one.
Yeah, there's definitely similarities between you and the Universal Heartthrob. I could see that back during his days in the ring. Yeah, very much so. Have you ever gotten any advice from Austin Idol?
I've gotten a lot of advice from nothing that I can say on here.
That's fair. Trade secrets, right? Well, hey, hotel room. Wrap it up here and go to get the belt out here, the Wrestling Spotlight belt on Wrestling Spotlight Network. You can see it on your TCL Plus service, every TCL TV, TrueTV, Carbon TV, Sports TV, weekly champions here. And we're joined by a future champion of the world of wrestling. See him in WLW, Exodus Pro, and of course, nationally on the NWA. Every week on Tuesday at 6:05 on Power. So, hey, Carson, I just wanted to ask you a few quick questions as we wind it down. What's been your favorite place to wrestle? Your favorite venue?
Let me think. Because I'm going to be honest, I hate Chicago. You know why they call it Chicago? Because nobody wants to Chicago stay.
No, I left.
I could give you a better list of the places I hate wrestling. I hate Dothan, Alabama. Bulldoze it. Hate it.
Coming up next.
Great. Oh, I love nothing. I love wrestling for the NWA. I just physically hate the people that come to the shows, like the people from Dothan, Alabama. And then you've got, Tampa, dirty, covered in trash. Last time I was there, you'd think that you think they'd spend more on having garbage men, considering most of the people there can only get jobs as garbage men. Let me think. I think my favorite place to wrestle is probably Tennessee.
Okay.
I love me some Dollywood. That's a good time.
What about who's the single opponent, anyone in pro wrestling that history that you would have liked to have a match with?
Let me think. I don't know if I would want to wrestle him, but I definitely think me and Ted DiBiase would be a great tag team. Virgil could be on the floor, obviously.
Sure.
I think me and his mindsets are a lot alike. I think he's a little self-absorbed, but who's for me to say? If I was going to pick somebody to wrestle, I wouldn't be against. Gosh, let me come back to that. I'm trying to think of anybody that's not me. Like, if I could just wrestle me 10 years from now, can that be an answer?
Yeah, that could be something. And finally, what product? Because we're trying to lift, raise the level of the National Wrestling Alliance and the National Wrestling Alliance shop ran by our good friend Danny Deals. What product should Danny Deals add that will raise it up to the next level? What's your advice?
You know what? I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or not. I have been in the works. I already currently have Carson Drake merchandise on the NWA shop, but you didn't hear it from me. There might be more coming.
Okay, and that would light it up, right? Carson Drake mini store within a store.
Dude, they might as well just change. I don't know how they would do it, but they should probably just change it to Carson Drake and NWA Wrestling. They would never go for it, but I could be my own territory. You know what I like?
Yeah. Get your belt and then you just defend it and there you go. Got your own traveling championship. Well, hey, Carson, thanks a lot for joining us here on Wrestling Spotlight and raising the level of discord to the wrestling audience and the wrestling nation.
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to follow me on Instagram, Carson_Drake_. Twitter is Carson Drake 00 because I was born in 2024 and I'm killing it. And then on NWA every Tuesday on the X.com at 6:05.
Yeah, hey, that is impressive though, because most people say you're not a established professional wrestler until you're 10 years in the business, and you're at the highest level and you're 24. So that's pretty impressive. Not many people could say that.
I am like the Mozart of wrestling. I am killing it at such a young age. The difference between me and Mozart, though, is penicillin and longer lifespan.
Well, I don't think I could top that. We'll end it there. Thanks for stepping into the spotlight on Wrestling Spotlight. Stay tuned for more sports and entertainment right here, and follow us on X as well. Just search Wrestling Spotlight. We'll see you. Carson, thanks so much for stepping in.